For over 40 years, the Alien franchise has been terrifying audiences around the globe. What started as a simple concept, a haunted house in space, has become an entire cinematic universe with spin-offs and crossovers. And just when you think the series might have grown stale, Ridley Scott and the other people steering the ship bring in new sets of eyes, like Uruguayan horror director Fede Alvarez, to show us that there's still more of this fascinating universe that we have yet to see. It seems only right then that Alien video games have a similar glow-up. We've had Alien franchise games since the late 80s, but they are of varying quality, and some of the better entries are more niche titles in the horror and strategy genres, not exactly pick up and play blockbuster shooters. So I'm not speaking in hyperbole when I say that Survios' Alien Rogue Incursion VR is the most immersive, authentic Alien experience available today. Now, of course it's immersive, it's VR, right? Well, yeah, that may be true, but I think it says something that this game would be grounded and enveloping even without the VR component. Even on a TV screen, this would still be a thrilling experience. Why? Well, that's really simple. There are two reasons. The first is this is essentially a Metroidvania game. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, at its core, it's essentially a game that has a large map of rooms and corridors, and access to certain pathways is gated by keys or abilities. Usually these games are two-dimensional, but occasionally that design philosophy finds its way into 3D games. Or in this case, virtual reality. After crash landing near a research facility infested with xenomorphs, the alien aliens, the player has to really learn how to navigate the interconnected structures of the facility and build that mental map. The player is given an actual map, but it's not exactly easy to look at when getting swarmed. Players will not last long without understanding the world around them. It really feels like getting to physically know a place, which makes the immersion so strong. The other reason for the potency of the experience? The random battles. Main story moments aside, there are definitely some scripted environmental events that happen upon first entering a new area. But a majority of combat in the game is unscripted. Make too much noise scavenging? Need to use a torch to unweld a door? You better believe within about 10 seconds you'll start to hear them coming and see them soon after. Incoming. Ballistic combat is stressful but satisfying. Reloading with a xenomorph leaping at you is horrifying, but it becomes clear there's no running away from them, aside from the sporadically installed safe rooms. One cool touch is when pulling a gun's sight up to the player's eye line, the gun sort of snaps into place, and arms and head become a solid aiming unit to provide stability and confidence in the player's shot. With a revolver, a shotgun, and an automatic rifle, the player has more than enough firepower to take down a hunting pack, provided they've scavenged enough ammo. Combining the encounter design with the structure of the environment, the result is a blood-curdling survival horror game not unlike Resident Evil. It even has puzzles, and the puzzles I say are more streamlined than what Resident Evil team would do, but I'd argue they feel franchise appropriate and at home in these environments. The story is almost background to simply exploring this space, but it definitely has some surprising twists and climactic fights. I suppose I should also note that this game is part 1, with part 2 in active development. One could say this game ends on a cliffhanger, but I didn't feel at any time like it was an incomplete game. My run was at least 7 hours long, and the ending felt big and earned. I think this is less a case of chopping up a game into 2 parts and more that this was always intended to be a bigger story. Plus there's always the classic showbiz adage, leave them wanting more. And I do want more. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have to stop with part 2 either. I hope Ridley Scott and whoever else is in charge of this IP lets Survios keep iterating with this formula. They have lightning in a bottle, and as the VR space continues to grow, we need devs like these making full-length, full-featured virtual reality games that more than just substantiate a headset purchase. They prove that virtual reality entertainment has the ability to do what no other medium besides psychedelic drugs can do, which is fully transport someone's consciousness to another space than the one they're in. For an hour, I'm lost in a corner of the galaxy on an icy rock infested with walking death. Then I take a hat off my head and have dinner with my wife and walk my dog. Make it make sense. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if there's other good VR games like this out there in the comments below. Subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.